changed our world, then left us without warning. They will return the day when they are needed. Our gaze is shifted upwards to the sky.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to iRacing Live, Apex Racing TV, for the Club73 Touring Car Championship. Andrew Woodhouse alongside Adam Bath and Sam Fitzpatrick. And Adam, bring you in first, mate. Watkins, Glenn. I did miss week one, so you'll have to help me out with the changes to the series and what to expect, because I see we have another class of car in there this time.
Yeah, we started out the season last week at Laguna Seca with three classes, the Kias and the Jettas, both familiar to viewers of previous seasons, and of course we've got the Ford Mustangs as well, which is familiar to viewers of the Ritmatech Sports Car Series. And we had two good races, of course. The first race, a sprint race, the second race, the feature race with a mandatory pit stop in, plenty of action, and I think we're going to see more here at Watkins Glen, which, whenever we go here, pretty much guarantees brilliant racing, so should be good.
Yeah, fantastic circuit is Watkins, and Sam, we've got a 15-minute race coming up, mate, and yeah, you're expecting it to be fast and furious, this first one.
Yeah, definitely. We saw last time out at Laguna Seca, and also the pre-championship race at Donington. This first 15-minute race is very action-packed. Really just, or quite often, just trains of cars really coming around. So should be very good first race, and then the second race I'm sure will live up as well.
Adam, after two races then, would you be able to take us through the championship points after the first meeting?
Okay, in the Kia standings, it is Michael Hall leading the way, 2 points ahead of Stephen Baxter, two familiar names to the BSRTC. Then it is Pete Harrod in third, two-time Club Series champion, with Mark Woodhouse in fourth, joint fourth with Chris Wood in fifth. Miguel Freitas in sixth with Dennis Melcher in seventh. Ian Roskell 8th, Sam Reed 9th, and Sean Gardiner in 10th. Moving over to the Mustangs, Dale Green leading the way there, Stuart Atkinson in 2nd, Lewis Bibby in 3rd with John Roberts in 4th, who didn't have the best of race meetings at Laguna Seca. It went terrible right from the get-go. Craig White, is it Chris White or Craig White? Chris White in 5th.
Chris White, yeah.
Yeah, Chris White in 5th. Clinton Bell in 6th, Andrew Whitehead 7th, and then into the Jettas, where leading the way there is Clive Lawrence, carrying on from where he left off really after last season. Tim Mawson in 2nd, Molina in 3rd, Ryan Walker 4th, Dawson in 5th, 6th Adam Hedgecock with Steve Hooper 7th, Whiteley in 8th, Dan Gunfield 9th, and David Ayres rounding up the top 10 there.
Adam, I'm a little annoyed with Chris Wood this weekend. Not that one.
Not that one, no.
Not that one. He's okay. But yeah, the other one. I do like football, but not Burnley, as it said in the in-betweeners. Just 2.5 minutes to go in qualifying then. Looks like a tight battle, Sam, at the top of the Kia Optima standings. Pete Harrod, Stephen Baxter, Sam Reed, Dennis Melcher, all within just a couple of tenths.
Yeah, really close between those four. Only about quarter of a second between them lot. And then Ian Ruskell actually in 7th place, only 4/10 off pole, so it's extremely close out there. And yeah, we kind of saw that actually at Laguna Seca as well, very close times. But yeah, should be still to play for with 13 minutes, with a couple of minutes to go in this qualifying session.
Bit of a longer circuit, Sam, than Laguna Seca, obviously this one, but more straightaway sections. However, probably similar in terms of how close the cars are, because it is one that generally, a few tenths here or there, it can make you quite a few positions on the grid.
Yeah, definitely, and I think also the slipstream effect and the overtaking around here should be a little bit easier than Laguna Seca, so we should see some more overtakes and more close racing.
We might even, Adam, get some overtaking from the Ford Mustang down the slightly longer straights that we've got here.
Oh yeah. Well, taking me back to the Ritmatech Sports Car Series race here, when me and Alex Simpson, we barely got any of it because of some issues with the safety car, but never mind that. That was still a good race anyway, and it should transfer over nicely here to the Club 73 Championship. We do have a few more Mustangs here today. Laguna Seca, they were headed off pretty quickly. But yeah, we've got some illustrious names in that category, the likes of Melrose, John Roberts, the few Chris's as well in Sherburne and White, and Atkinson as well. So hopefully those 7 Mustangs are able to at least complete the first lap, and then we can have a good battle on our hands.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. We do have Alex Simpson doing the cameras for us today, so I'm sure he'll chime in at some point.
Here we go.
Oh, hello, mate. Just a quick one from you then. I know you love Watkins.
Probably my favourite circuit on iRacing, actually. Yeah, I love it. Great flow to it. I just love high-speed circuits, where the average speed is right up there, and this is definitely one that does that. High downforce car, some Indies, F1s, all that sort of stuff. You can really attack this circuit, so I love it. Not so much in the touring cars, mind you. So yeah, but still, one point I'll bring in is that they've added the chicane, and I think actually the chicane makes it a little bit trickier to get overtake done. Still very possible, but normally when you go all the way down the straight to the carousel, you tend to find that actually that opens up a little bit more overtaking. So it should be interesting, and I think the Mustangs, as we saw, as Anna mentioned on the Ritmatech series, actually going to be quite difficult for them to get that run. They're going to absolutely have to nail turn 1 so they get the drive up the hill.
You were obviously here for the first meeting last week, and I wasn't. So what difference did the addition of the Mustang make to the racing?
Well, it didn't really make too much of a difference, to be honest, apart from, there was there wasn't that many in the first round. I'm glad to see there's more here, but they're just enough quicker than the Jetta to keep out of the way. Some of the slow guys were about the same sort of speed as the fast Jetta guys, so that could be interesting, but I think that'll be less of an issue here because of the straights. It's going to be able to pull away pretty comfortably, but yeah, it didn't really make a difference apart from the fact that we just had 3 classes to enjoy some close racing with.
Yeah, but we'll. I'm sure we'll get a word with you later on, mate. Just feel free to chip in. Like I say, if we don't see anything or there's a crash or anything that you spot, let us know.
Will do.
Right then, Adam, better mood this week. Aston Villa won. So
yes,
not
so
making
did
a
Leeds.
difference. You feeling positive tonight?
Yeah, I've been happy all day really. So which doesn't happen often. So
I have to say, sorry, just quickly. Just quickly before I say that, I'm probably going to curse tonight's action, but this racetrack was the site of possibly one of the best races I've ever seen in this championship last season, between Dennis Melcher and Clive Lawrence and Tim Mawson and a couple of others. So absolutely brilliant action there. I lost my voice, so hopefully it'll be just as good.
I remember seeing it as well. If there's a track that's better suited to the Jetta, this might just be it. After seeing that battle, but yeah, running through the grid, going into the second race meeting of the season. Pete Harrod on the pole, second Stephen Baxter, car 888. Sam Reed in third. Fourth is Dennis Melcher with Chris Wood. I saw him crashing into the wall in qualifying. Similar to him crashing out of Leeds, possibly. Michael Hall in 6th, 7th Ian Roskell, 8th Mikael Freitas, 9th Lee Berridge and 10th Mark Woodhouse, 11th Kit Stevens and 12th Gavin Wakefield. Good to see him back for another season. Into the Mustangs, Diogo Melro, 2-time Club Series champion as well, starts on the pole there. Lewis Bibby 2nd, 3rd Clinton Bell. 4th is John Roberts with Chris Sherburn in 5th, and the other Chris Weiss in 6th. 7th Stuart Atkinson. Then into the Jetters, we've got 10 of them here. Alexis Molina on the pole there. Steve Hooper 2nd, Stephen Dawson 3rd, Tim Mawson 4th, Adam Hedgecock in 5th, Robert Lundgren in 6th, Dan Gunfield 7th, David Ayres in 8th, and at the back of the grid, it is the two Kings, AD King and Ian King.
Got Malcolm. Looks like he's at the back as well, falling foul of a penalty, possibly from last week. Sam, without stating the bleeding obvious as usual, turn 1 is really the place where it can, you can't win it, you can lose it, but turn 1 here is often the scene of incidents, even though it's a good chance to overtake up that straight. You want to have a clean turn 1.
Yeah, well, it's turn 1, turn 2, and turn 3, really. And of course, the cars are probably going to be going wide off the track coming out of turn 1. It's a bit of a bottleneck when they come back onto the circuit, so it can get a little bit scrappy. And these guys got to make sure that they are neat and tidy. And of course, if something like that happens at the front, then it could cause chaos behind.
We've seen that many times, Adam.
You can't win it in the first corner, but you can bin it. Here we go.
Here we go then. Red lights are on at Watkins Glen, the Club 73 Touring Car Championship. It's underway now. The green light is on. Someone hasn't got away from the line. It was Sam Reed, and he's been hit, and that's caused a bottleneck at the back. I think everybody's through. Do we have a blown engine? I think we've got a blown engine.
It must be Kip Stevens, I think, that's trailing smoke, and he's pulling over. I think he must have gone straight into the back of Sam Reed, and yeah, Stevens out 200 metres away from the line.
Not a good start for him. Not at all. Pete Harrod into the lead then. Stephen Baxter following him down the back straight towards the bus stop chicane for the first time. Harrod, 2-time Club Series champion, is making some good headway there. Sam, is everybody else clean in the Mustang and the Jetta?
Yeah, just about. The Jets now just going through the bus stop, and it seems about okay. I think Stuart Atkinson got off to a bit of a poor start, maybe got caught out by the stationary car, because he's right in the middle of the Jets, so he's going to have to fight his way through, but it seems okay for those guys.
Another Mustang in there as well. I think Chris Sherburn got delayed. That was probably the key of Sam Reed just not getting away. I must admit, it was an early green light, Adam.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on with it. Maybe it was a problem with the pedals getting away, or maybe just hadn't.
But we normally get the 2 minutes of gridding, and they were gridding after on. The lights were on after only about a minute and a half.
Yeah, I did see that it did advance, so maybe that did catch a few drivers unawares. But yeah, Sam Reed will be hoping for better things in race 2. Same with Kip Stevens. I think Reed has taken his new car, which is a rule, of course, in this series. You do get a fast repair, so he's back out on circuit now. Hasn't lost a lap either, so he will be in contention later on. And Kip Stevens, he's still waiting to get his new car.
Yeah, you would imagine from third on the grid that he won't lose any further laps either. So Pete Harrod leading, then Stephen Baxter second, Dennis Melcher in third, who of course was part of that epic race in season 2. Then Michael Hall in fourth, a former champion of course, Chris Wood fifth, sixth Miguel Freitas, then Berridge, Woodhouse, Roskell, Wakefield and Malcolm make up the here field. Diogo Melro leads the way in the Ford Mustangs, looks pretty stable there, and Alexis Molina showing exactly what sort of pace he threatened with quite a few times in season 2. Now, he had internet issues in season 2, but Sammy looks like he's absolutely flying here.
Yeah, absolutely, really good start for him. Just at the front, Pete had really under pressure from Stephen Baxter, but just about held him off at the chicane bits. Those front three really close, and actually really the entire field just in a train right now. Quite a few drivers before this race saying that this is a slipstream circuit, and yeah, certainly proven to be that way.
It is, like I said, with the chicane, maybe not quite as much as it was before, or maybe on the cup layout, Adam, but still, I love Watkins for one reason. You can take a lot of different lines and really use the camber of the circuit to your advantage.
Yeah, when we raced on the Cup circuit without the bus stop chicane, we would see drivers literally going wheel to wheel pretty much the whole lap because the carousel had that camber in it that you could do so. So the chicane should break it up a little bit. I just saw a problem for Stuart Atkinson in the Mustang. I don't know what happened to him. He hasn't got damage, but he was very slow through the carousel and has dropped a few positions. Oh, and Lewis Bibby as well. What's happened to him?
Bibby's dropped down the order a bit, hasn't he? Oh no, Bibby's fine.
Oh, it's a battle. I think it might be the battle that our director Alex is talking about. Clinton Bell and Diogo Melro battle for the lead.
Oh, Bibby bit the dust there for a second. Oh, he's very close to Melro. Hope he doesn't collide with Melro, Adam.
Comes out the final corner. This could be an opportunity for the leads as they come across the line. Good to see the Mustangs having a battle here. Clinton Bell not too far away from them either going into the first corner. This 90 right, Melro driving it in there. And they both using a runoff area.
Bibby elects not to bother with a move here. I think he knows that the best chance he's got is into the bus stop, but I hesitate to say that the Mustang maybe doesn't have enough slipstream capability to get up there, but he's going to try his best.
See what speeds they can get up to then in these Mustangs. He's pulling to the outside. Is Lewis Bibby. 2 positions gained already. He's level.
It's going to be tough around the outside here. Got to be very late on the brakes, but keep the inside line. Melro cuts him off. Good driving.
213 kilometres an hour down that back straight.
115?
213.
113, so what's that, 130 miles an hour, something like that? Not too bad, that's pretty much the speed of what a British touring car or something similar can get up to. The Kia has very, very high straight line speed. We saw them doing, Sam, when we went to Le Mans, 180 miles an hour down the Mulsanne. Michael Hall is doing considerably less than that, however he is challenging Dennis Melcher.
Yep, right on his tail right now, and he's actually got to accompany Chris Wood all over the back of him. In fact, Chris Wood just looking for the inside there into the top corner, but these guys don't want to lose each other too much time. Still 9 minutes to go, and if they start scrapping, they could fall back. But right now, really, any of these guys could get a podium. They don't want to deny themselves that chance, but just spread out a little bit between the front two. Stephen Baxter and Pete Howard just a little bit separated now, but I wonder if Stephen Baxter's just waiting for an opportunity here.
Oh, Wood goes wide on the exit of turn 1. Hall's mistake, Adam, was he had such a big dive at Dennis Melcher that he overshot the corner and ended up giving away the position and almost falling victim to Chris Wood.
Oh, Chris Wood, we're nearly running into the wall on the exit as well. You definitely do not want to get a poor run out of that first corner because it sets you up for the whole pretty much the whole first half of the lap before we get to the boot. Going into the bus stop chicane again, and just see in front Stephen Baxter and Pete Harris still going at it with just 8 minutes to go in the race. And
Baxter just getting better and better every single week. I know we say that on a Thursday night in the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship, but and in the Formula Renault Series as well. So this is the third league that Stephen Baxter takes part in that we cover, and just really, really good driving. I think he was in the V8 race on Saturday as well. So tremendous. The previous Saturday, and really excellent job from Baxter in all these different cars, and pressuring Harrod here, looking for a way through into the down at the bottom of the hill. Then good overtaking place this, but Baxter decides not to try it this time. He decides better of it. He might have a go up the inside here into what is turn 10,
I think.
Turn 10, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
It changes, obviously, depending on whether you got the chicane there. It was turn 8, I think, before.
Harrow didn't get the best run through the penultimate corner. Remember Dan Hunt losing it there whilst he was leading.
He was winning the race and he ended up in the barrier.
Onto the front straight we go, lap 5.
The last lap as well, possibly?
I think it was the penultimate lap or something, and then we had an epic battle for the lead, Stuart Atkinson's in more issues. He's dropping down the order like a stone again. The Mustang in massive strife here, and he's crashed, that's why.
Not the best race.
Best
race for Atkinson. Poor start, and then did we see how that happened, Sam?
Yeah, and it's an instant. I think he did the same thing at Donington, where he just gets on the power and loops the car around the corner exit. So wonder if he'll take the fast lane. Yeah, he has gone straight to the pits. So yeah, Stuart Atkinson. Well, on the positive, he'll get pole for the second race, I guess. So but in this race, at least, he's yeah, seems like it's about over now.
Funny thing with that is that the Mustang, it seems like such a docile car sometimes, but yeah, you still can get on the power too early and spin the car, and you think it's not even possible sometimes when you drive it because it's so slow and cumbersome. But yeah, still sometimes has a little bit of bite. The horse has a little bit of a kick. Yeah, out of the saddle you go, Adam.
I used to have the same issue with the rough sometimes back when that used to be the main cars used on iRacing. And
Oh yeah, the rough.
yeah. Oh,
I mean, that was rough sometimes because it's just difficult to drive, wasn't it? Sometimes, but a good car nevertheless. Porsche is even better, of course. But and look at this
we've
battle.
got Hall under pressure here. Chris Wood looking for the inside. I don't think he's going to quite make it, but he's going to have the inside for the penultimate corner here. I think he's just going to hang on here. It's Michael Hall.
Momentum of the outside line working for Michael Hall there.
Oh, and up the inside goes Miguel Freitas, nearly getting by there. I'll tell you what, Chris Wood's having as much trouble getting by Hall as Chris Wood is getting out of leads as they come across the line.
Quite hard to get out of Leeds, the one-way system and all that, but as
Oh, we got Lewis Bibby. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I thought he'd made the move there. Actually, has he? Yeah. No, sorry. Lewis Bibby right on Melvo's tail, but sorry, I thought he'd made the move there going into the third to last corner, but still right on his tail.
so tough to make it stick sometimes in the Mustang because they can run so close, Adam, together. Oh, he's hit the curb. He's hit Melro, and Melro is. Oh, he manages to save the car, but he's going to have to defend hard now. He's come across the line.
We've got Stephen Baxter in the lead as well.
4.5 minutes to go, but Melro defends hard the inside, and Bibby, who's always a hard charger. Adam, we see him coming through the field many times, and well, he started near the front this time and making good use of it, but can he make the ultimate use of it and take first place?
Well, Diogo Mel's doing a better defence against Lewis Bibby than I did in that BSR World Series race. But yeah, Bibby going to the outside. We should also mention that Baxter has taken the lead from Pete Harrods. Hopefully we'll get to see that in a moment. But these two going wheel to wheel down the back straight into the bus stop chicane. Melro hogging the inside line, and that's all you really need to do here because it is so difficult to get a move done around the outside into that bus stop chicane.
Yeah, as long as you don't run wide, I think you've got a really good chance of keeping the position. Bibby's trying to just use the momentum, get on the power a bit earlier, wider exit from the carousel. Oh, and he's through. But has he gone too wide? Bibby, he's going to have the momentum. Wall of death around the outside. Oh, and death might be the preferred option as he nearly hits the wall. He may have actually touched it.
Yeah, I think he did, just a small scrape, but he shouldn't cost him too much. These Mustangs are, I imagine, very tough, so should still be able to keep this pressure on, but he just can't seem to make the move right now.
Scrape is absolutely nothing for Lewis Bibby. 'Tis but a scratch, sir, as Dennis Melcher up the hill. He's under a hell of a lot of pressure as well for third position. Michael Hall, Chris Wood, Miguel Freitas, Lee Berridge getting into the action as well. Who normally drives for Northern Lights Racing. Mark Woodhouse as well in 8th position.
Just quickly on how Stephen Baxter got the better of Pete Harrod. It was an awful run on the exit of the S's for Harrod, and that was what allowed Stephen Baxter to blast straight through before we even got to the bus stop chicane on the previous lap.
He's a tough competitor, Pete Harrod. Like I said, Club Series champion. I raced against him, competed for the title against him in one of the seasons, and yeah, he's a very good driver and getting better as well all the time. All these drivers really proving, Adam, that the Club Series and the Club 73 series absolutely do their job in terms of developing drivers.
Yeah, they've gone on to great things in the BSRTC. Pete Howard, a top driver now for the Race Up team, as Miguel Freitas gets the better of Chris Wood. Freitas through into 5th position. That's his 3rd position. Danger in the race from Baxter versus Harrod.
Just chops across the front.
Yeah, very close.
Excuse me.
This is where you
Berridge.
can really get a good run. Lee Berridge, yeah, Berridge in 7th place, battling away with Woodhouse, is it?
Woodhouse just behind, yeah, but it's. I was thinking he was more having a look at Wood, and Freitas in there. It's a really close pack of cars actually, and Melrose and Bibby still within just a few tenths of each other. Bibby connection's giving him a few issues, but looks like it's okay. We're into the dying minutes of the race, just a minute and a bit to go.
Yeah, this will be the final lap as Stephen Baxter comes across the line, leading Pete Harrods. Will he be doing so in 5.4 kilometres time?
Here comes Chris Wood down the inside of Miguel Freitas, and I think he's got it done.
He's going for
big
it.
contacts, but he seemed to just about hang on. He might be able to fight back here, Freitas, but he's got so much pressure from behind.
He gets back in line just in time ahead of Lee Berridge.
Rejoining on the exit of turn 1 can sometimes end in total disaster, especially on the opening lap of the race.
Can indeed, and we've seen many a pile up here. We had our own IndyCar league, but Baxter might have cut the course at the chicane. He's all over the place, and Harrod right there. I wonder if Baxter's got to slow down because he was at least 2 wheels over the grass in the bus stop. I think he's got away with it though.
Oh, we got Freitas coming back actually. Sorry to interrupt, but Freitas trying to make the move now on Chris Wood side by side.
Oh, round the outside then, Freitas. Down the hill, onto the grass goes Melcher. Melcher, of course, was in the Jetta for 2 seasons. Now in the Kia Optima.
Harris got a great run on the exit of the back section of the circuit.
There we go, for the lead. Got all the dust being kicked up on the inside line, Adam. He's going to have that all over his tyres now.
Going into the final part of the boot section, you can sometimes tell the guy in front of dummy. He's going straight for the inside.
He's going for it up the inside.
Oh, he's hit him.
Oh, he's a bit of contact. The old bump and run in effect there, the chrome horn.
2 corners to go. The inside goes Harrod, but around the outside will go Stephen Baxter. That'll put him in good favour for the final corner. It's going to be a drag race, I think, if Harrod can stay alongside, but he can't.
Oh, he's got to
looks
cut
like
back.
Stephen Baxter's going to come through, surely.
Going to get the run. He's got enough slipstream to get there. It's going to be very close. Who's going to get it on the line? It's going to be Stephen Baxter. It was quite easy in the end, but not an easy race at all. Diogo Melrose still defending from Bibby.
And Clinton Bell's in the mix all of a sudden.
Clinton Bell has absolutely flown onto the back of this group. Where's he
Bibby's
come
picked
from?
up some damage as well, so Bibby blinking in and out again. I don't know how the front end of the car got that damaged. Maybe a move on Melrose that might have gone awry, but
I wonder,
yeah,
'cause
free
these
car
two
scrapping
were-
for the win.
Because these two were nowhere near the rest of the cars, were they? And now Clinton Bell right with Diogo Melrose and Lewis Bibby. Bibby's trying a wider line through that tight left-hander just to try and get a good exit using that new tarmac. Bell's lost it. Bell's into the wall on the final lap. Clinton Bell, he was in 3rd. He was challenging, was pushing hard, and it's obviously got the better of him. But is Diogo Melrose going to get the better of Lewis Bibby then? Through the final corner they come. The right-hander punch it out of there, and he should have enough. Melrose to the line. The Ford Mustang does not have enough slipstream, and Melrose goes and takes the win there. Brilliant stuff. Alexis Molina, Sammy was 1.7 seconds ahead after just 1 lap, and Tim Mawson's done a heck of a job to try and get that gap down to 1.3 seconds, but it's not going to be enough in the end.
No, great drive there from Alexis Molina. I think he may have won a round at Laguna Seca. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, another good drive from him. Tim Mawson pushing hard. Steve Hooper right on the tail now of Stephen Dawson, but it's not going to quite happen across the line. Very close between those two for the last step on the the last step on the podium.
Molina did win the second race at Laguna Seca. We're being reliably informed, and somebody blew the engine, I think, on the last lap. Not really sure who that was, Adam.
It was Clinton Bell after his hit with the wall, and unfortunately he wasn't able to hold on to the position after it. He fell down right to the back end of the Mustang class.
Ah, okay. Well, that was an exciting first race. I did enjoy that one, and we've got more to come. But Adam, if you can, do the honours and take us through the finishing order of round 3 of the season.
Okay, so Stephen Baxter takes the win, second for Parrot. Michael Hall rounds out the podium. Good race from him, gaining 3 positions on a track where it's really difficult to hold on to your positions. Dennis Melcher in 4th, Miguel Freitas 5th, Chris Wood into 6th, 7th Lee Berridge, 8th Mark Woodhouse, 9th Ian Roskell and 10th Scott Malcolm, and Gavin Wakefield in 11th. Then the race victory in the Mustangs for Diogo Melrose, 2nd for Lewis Bibby. John Roberts, late beneficiary from Clinton Bell's crash, he gets the final spot on the podium in 3rd. Chris Sherburn 4th, Chris White 5th, and Clinton Bell in 6th. You're not going to get a podium in the Mustangs if your first name begins with C, that's for sure. So in race 1 anyway. Then it's Sam Reed, his Kia Optima didn't get going at all away from the line as Clinton Bell's engine finally lets go on the cool down lap. Yeah, Sam Reed finishing 18th, managed to get past all of the Jetters after getting that new car. And finished 18th overall. Alexis Molina takes the victory in the Jetters. Tim Mawson 2nd. Stephen Dawson in 3rd. Steve Hooper in 4th. 5th for Adam Hedgecock. 6th Robert Lundgren. 7th for Dan Gunfield. 8th David Ayres. 9th Ian King. Then Stuart Atkinson after that crash in his Mustang. Then A.D. King and Kip Stevens, who crashed into the back of Sam Reed, and the engine blew up, and he was never seen again. Hopefully we'll see him though in race 2.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. Very good race 2 driver usually in reverse grid driver. Kip Stevens, he's up near the front. I'm sure we'll see that there in race 2. Right then, everybody, we'll be back very, very shortly here on Apex Racing TV for more from the Club 73 Touring Car Championship. We have the feature race for you just after this break.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Club 73 Touring Car Championship here on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live. Andrew Woodhouse and Adam Bath with you. We have misplaced Sam Fitzpatrick, Adam, so we have Alex Simpson with us now.
Alex, you alright?
Hello. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Oh,
I was here last time as well, so it's nothing.
He
new.
was.
Everyone knows I'm here.
He was here,
Yeah.
but
Surprise!
we hope
don't know
for
where
some speedy return as well, yeah.
we hope he comes back.
Yeah.
We haven't scared him off after just a couple of races, I hope, but I'm hoping he comes back. Going through staff like Mike Ashley at Sports Direct at this rate. Dear me. I used to work for Mike Ashley. Dear God. Anyway,
I was going to say you would know, wouldn't you? That is the thing.
I would know about that. Yes, indeed. I suppose technically we're on 0-hour contracts here at Apex Racing TV. Never mind. As Pete Harrod then going well in the warm up. I tell you what, I was impressed with though, Adam, in race 1 was Alexis Molina. He won the Jetta category and he won it in a pretty straightforward fashion, 1.3 seconds ahead of Tim Mawson. But Molina, he seems to have sorted those internet issues that plagued him in season 2.
Well, yeah, first of all, last season it was so close in the Jettas. Compared to this season, Molina did a very good job of making sure that no one was able to get near him, especially considering that, as Sam was saying before in race 1, that Watkins Glen is a draft circuit. So, yeah, we'll see if anyone is able to close the gap. Of course, he'll be starting at the back of that class. So, yeah, no Clive Lawrence either this week. So the championship leader not able to take the fight to Alexis Molina. As here we go down to the grid. Sam Reed's on the pole. How about that?
I think, by the way, Adam, I think that Molina was very much helped by Sam Reed. I think he managed to get through that melee a bit better than the others.
Would explain it, I think, because it is very difficult to break the draft in these. Well, we've got the last 20 seconds or so of the grid. We haven't got any time at all. That we've just advanced to the start. Here we go.
There we go then. Nothing like an early start. Let's hope everybody's ready this time.
Green, green, green.
Green flag flies and we're away. And there's another car that hasn't gone away. Is it Smelcher?
Oh, it's
He's
Smelcher.
been hit. It's Smelcher. He wasn't back in time. And he's going to return to find his car in tatters.
Two cars. It's almost like it was in the same position as Sam Reed or something. The second car in the second row.
That's when the start advances too quickly. That's why you get caught out. Oh, and there's almost a crash between Chris Wood and Woodhouse, I think, there. But down the back straight, then Sam Reed in the lead. And Alex, everybody else through the S's okay?
Apart from obviously, that with
Off
the
Dennis.
stationary car, everybody else seems to have got through. I'm not sure who actually made contact with Dennis because everybody else is still in the pack. But Bibby maybe got some damage on the front of his Mustang, pretty heavy damage.
Crash! Dan Gunfield.
Oh, Dan Gunfield in the Jettas.
And
Dawson.
That's Stephen Dawson as well.
Teammates, if I'm not mistaken.
Freitas dropping down the order too. It looks like he's been shuffled out. Dennis Melcher just commenting on something that I was just alluding to just at the start of the race, that there looks like to be an issue with P3 on the grid because it just can't get away. Dennis Melcher saying on the iRacing chat that the car can't get away in that position.
That's very, very strange indeed. And well, that'll be something iRacing will have to look into after this. But
yeah, I will say, just to butt in, is that Dennis and who was it from the first race?
Sam Reed.
Sam. Both of those guys need to put on the support forum. They need to post about that. Don't just sit there and leave it for somebody else to discover that problem. Get on that support forum, post about it. If you've got a replay of it, post the replay, because we need these little bugs fixing, and a lot of people just go, oh, somebody else will report it. But you both had it, so let's get it on there.
Yep. Michael Hall out of the race, he's just pulled off to the side.
I don't know what's going on there. He's still there. So Michael Hall, who was running in the top 10 or in the top 5, don't know what's got stall.
We have got Sam back as well, by the way, guys.
Yep, sorry. Just having some connection issues there. Sorry, I think I just saw Tim Mawson being spun round by Adam Hedgecock when they were fighting for the lead, and Tim Wilson's actually lost out quite a few positions there, so really not good for him whatsoever early on in this race.
We're glad you came back. We thought you'd had enough of us already. after just a
quite.
couple of weeks.
Maybe by the end of the race I might, but you know, at the moment I'm okay.
Well done. What the inside goes. Is that Stuart Atkinson making a move on John Roberts? It is. That's boosted colleagues fighting away at the bus stop chicane. Good move by Atkinson, who's race 1 has to go down as one of the worst we've seen in a while, Adam, really.
Oh yeah, and now Diogo Melra fancies his chances here on John Roberts, looking at the inside of the King of the Ring, as he's eager to defend his position, and yeah, he stays in that place for now. We have had a few pit stops, incidentally. I don't know whether these are drivers just getting out of the way as quick as they can. Lewis Bibby in, same for Alexis Molina. Maybe those were 2 drivers that hit the stationary Dennis Melcher, but for now the battle for the lead is just continuing on in the Mustangs as they go wheel to wheel down the straight.
Yeah, Clinton Bell all the way over to the left. I'm not quite sure you have to be right across there, Clinton, but he'll defend the line anyway. Car number 73 on the series admins, Bell, and Roberts, King of the Ring. Well, I don't think he sits on the Iron Throne, Alex. It's probably a carbon fibre one.
Yeah, more than likely.
Or maybe aluminium in the Ford Mustang, I'm not sure. Well, it looks like just like Ned Stark, Dennis Melcher was killed off right at the very beginning in this one.
Well, yeah, Stuart Atkinson, I thought it would be John Roberts' Hand of the King, but no, he shot away up into 2nd place.
Bibby out,
Diogo
guys.
Melra.
Sorry
Bibby
to
out,
interrupt. Yeah,
Bibby out again. He's had another issue.
So whatever that damage, I mean, they get a repair, don't they? So
Yeah, fast repair.
Got
Dennis,
to select
Watkins,
it, though.
Dennis is away as well after his toe.
Oh, I got Stephen Baxter. Stephen Baxter just losing a position to Mark Woodhouse there, down into the bus stop. Pretty simple move there from Mark Woodhouse.
Woodhouse going well, Adam, in the AM category in the BSRTC, and having a good battle with Baxter here.
Yeah, back to the winner of race 1, trying to get some of these positions back, of course. These drivers all have to take mandatory pit stops during the race, so we've still got that to factor into the equation, but Stephen Baxter not wasting any time at all, because he can see that group ahead starting to edge away, the likes of Chris Wood and Ian Roskell, and Pete Harrod also up there. 2nd place, Pete Harrod. That's how many positions he's gained. He's gained 5 spots since the start of the race, and Sam Reed leading the way.
Terrific start. Reminds me of his teammate Ash Sutton. And now he goes through the field, and Harrod keeping out of trouble, doing everything right. Remember, he would have got a free position, obviously, off Dennis Melcher, and possibly the cars, because he was on that row of the grid, Adam. He was two cars behind Melcher on the grid, so he was he obviously did a good job to avoid it and then negotiate everybody else.
For the lead guys in the Mustangs,
Stuart
Atkinson and Bell.
Atkinson's going for the lead. And he's made it. I think Clinton Bell's just dropped a couple of positions.
Oh, what's he doing?
Oh no! And there's big contact there. A couple of cars spun round.
Oh, he's collided with Melrose.
Oh. And I think we might have to say that...
And Harrod's through.
John Roberts. I'm trying to decipher what went on there, whether it was Clinton Bell moving across the front of John Roberts or John Roberts veering into the side of Clinton Bell. Maybe a bit of both, Alex.
Yeah, I'm just having a little look at it on replay to see exactly what happens. To me, it actually does look like Clinton just trying to move across. Roberts was already there, tucked up in the slipstream of Melrose, trying to sort of get by Clinton as well. So yeah, Clinton making a little mistake there, trying to muscle his way back into the line and in the groove. But yeah, now he's paying for it with a crabbing car.
Adam Hedgecock in from the lead of the Jetta.
Adam Hedgehog is in the pits.
No contact! I can see a crash at the first corner. It's Stephen Dawson and David Ayres getting acquainted with one another, shall we say?
Second time today that Stephen Dawson's been involved in contact. First at the exit of the bus stop, and yeah, now at the first corner. Few cars in. Hedgecock, Clinton Bell, AD King, and Robert Lundgren all coming in. Most of them a mixture of Jettas and Mustangs.
Yes, Lundgren who we see on the V8 Supercar Championship as well, the European one. AD King in as well. He was going pretty well. So now it's changed at the front of the Kia as well. Pete Harrod into the lead, ahead of Sam Reed, indeed, and Ian Roskell in third. Have you heard, Adam?
About what?
Never mind.
Chris was in fourth, gaining one position. Fifth is still Miguel Freitas. Going to be really interesting to see if those guys can close in at all, because Freitas is no slouch after what we've seen in the BSR TC recently. After coming over from the Jettas, he's taking this like a duck to water in.
He was excellent in the Jetta as well in season 1 and 2. Miguel Freitas, and taking his talents to the Kia Optima. And it looks like a good battle between him and Woodhouse. Woodhouse pulls out the slipstream into the bus stop chicane, and he can't do it.
So we just had a bit of traffic there. AD King just getting a little bit in the way of Chris Wood. I was feeling that there was going to be a bit of contact there, but just about go away with it.
That's the difficulty if you're slower. If you're in a slower car, like AD King is, and you make your pit stop early, that's when you're going to get caught by these guys and you're going to lose time. In my opinion, Alex, I think I always say this, but I would make my stop later.
Oh, no.
What?
Oh no! It's the crash with traffic. It was Ian. It was it's one of the boosted Jettas. It was Robert Lundgren. He went offline onto the grass and then speared straight in front of Ian Roskell.
No, Ian Roskell absolutely had nowhere to go there at all. Backed up all the Kias. Just a wheel on the grass, and that's what can happen. Alex, I was just going to say that I would make my stop later if I was in the Jetta. I would try and avoid getting lapped for as long as possible. And AD King's in the wall.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think you're right. I'm just having a look at the replay of that instant before with Robert as well, so we'll stick with this so we can see what happens to AD.
Oh, I nearly got Ian Roskell round again at the final corner. Stephen Baxter sticking his nose in, and they made contact, and Ian Roskell was right on the limit of out to be spun, but just about hung on in the end.
Okay. I'm just seeing King's incident there. You know how high that curve is as you come back onto the Cup circuit. Well, he just launched that and 2 wheels up in the air. Apparently the Jetta doesn't like to turn when it's got 2 wheels in the air, so plowed straight on and into the Arco there.
I think the German judge did give him a solid 7.5 for the artistic impression, though. I think he was lucky, Adam. He almost did a triple Salchow coming out of the.
Yeah, it wasn't looking good, was it?
No, it wasn't. What's worse than a front-wheel drive car trying to go around the corner is when one of the wheels is in the air and you're effectively riding a unicycle.
Yeah, the 2 wheels that give all the car drive. John Roberts is into the pits. There's, by the way, as a Roskell again.
Almost clobbers the number 37 of Dan Gunfield. And I think we'll find, Alex, to the point I was making before, I think you'll find anybody who waits and makes the stop later is going to be quids in here, because these guys are losing so much time in the traffic.
Yeah, I think you're right. Molina as well. He was one of the ones who jumped in. Right now, he's managed to sort of stay out ahead of the the Kias, but they're only probably a lap away. So we'll see. He might have timed it absolutely spot on with where he was on the circuit, but the others certainly haven't, because, like you say, they've just lost a boatload of time letting the traffic go through.
Clinton Bell looks like he's lost a fair bit of time as well. Closest battle in the Mustangs, Melrose and Sherburn. Melrose with that damage on the left rear, Sam. It should be okay. I think it's only superficial.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't affect the area too much. But he's currently 1.5 seconds behind Stuart Atkinson. He's just maintaining that gap right now, and 7 tenths ahead of Chris Sherburn. And Mel recently got past Sherburn, didn't he? After that kind of incident he had, so he's moving his way up through the field, and I imagine he might be able to pass Stuart Atkinson quite soon, because he was nearly a second faster on that last lap.
But we can see then as we go around the final corner, we'll have a look at the lap times and see exactly whether he's managed to close in anymore. It looks like it has visually, and we'll see Atkinson 205.2, Melrose 203.7, and Adam, that's a big chunk, isn't it?
A lot of time taken out there, especially 205.2 by Stuart Atkinson, and he runs wide through the first corner. You can use that run-off area and not get an incident point. But yeah, Stuart Atkinson starting to feel the pressure of Diogo Melrose in the recent laps. Looked like it was all going well for him. Maybe the tyres have reached the cliff. Of course, he have got to take the tyres in the pit stops in the Club 73 Touring Car Championship. But now here comes Diogo Melrose, the two-time Club Series champion.
By the way, there are a lot of traffic in this pack. Pete Harrod's about 1.5 ahead of Sam Reed, who's about 1.5 ahead of Chris Wood. But behind Chris Wood, there's about 6 seconds where there's basically all the rest of the Kia field and some traffic. So that could get a little bit tasty. But yeah, Melrose getting very close.
That's starting to affect Molina now, isn't it, as well? You've got Hooper and Mawson still lapping out there pretty quickly, not getting affected by any of this traffic. So they may well have timed it right to leave it out. Last week at Laguna, Clive was in early, and that was definitely the right thing to do, I think, at Laguna. But yeah, here it seems like staying out is definitely the right thing.
2:10.0 for Molina, Alex, and Mawson 2:08.9, Hooper 2:09 flat, Dawson 2:09.5. Everyone is quicker than Molina at the moment. Everyone who hasn't pitted, that is. David Ayres is in as well. We'll see where he emerges. He'll be behind Dan Gunfield, but ahead of Robert Lundgren.
We saw the first of the Kia pit stops as well. Miguel Freitas coming in from what was 4th position. The Iberian coming out in 9th place in class, a 27.2 second stop.
Yeah, how's that in terms of pit stop time, Alex? Is that a decent one?
There's not actually been a comparable one for us to look at, actually, so I can't tell yet. Everybody else is still out there. So Dennis, had the toe, and so did Michael. So yeah,
well, as
soon as I see one, I will let you know.
Melrose through, by the way. That was what I was going on about. Melrose into the lead on the outside of the first corner of Stuart Atkinson, so he hits the front.
Stuart Atkinson can do to get back through. This might be his best opportunity, Sam, down the straight into the bus stop. He's got to make it work if he's this time, otherwise I feel that he's not going to be able to keep with Melrose.
Yeah, Melrose certainly has the pace advantage, so unless he perhaps gets a bit lucky with the traffic, I don't really see him managing to make the move back unless he's got some kind of strategy up his sleeve which could get him back the lead, but that could just about be Melrose's win now, because he should just be able to pull away now.
Yep, so to make their pit stops, of course.
Yeah, we've got the top 3 in the Jettas, and we've got 5 cars in the Kias. Sam Reed, Mark Woodhouse, Ian Rossgull, Stephen Baxter and Lee Berridge all coming in.
Mawson's going to take the lead here. Tim Mawson, and look at that. Molina in 3rd. It hasn't worked for him. The strategy was poor, and Tim Mawson has taken full advantage of that.
Tim Mawson's opened the door and taken the lead. 10 positions gained actually for Tim Mawson, for sure, yeah.
Yep. And now his foot will be to the floor, and he'll be hoping that he can keep this lead for what is remaining of the race, about 15 minutes.
What a pit stop by Lee Berridge. He's emerged from the pits ahead of Stephen Baxter, ahead of Sam Reed. He's now 5th in the Kias.
Good driving from Lee Berridge.
24-second pit stop as well, so 3 seconds quicker than what Freitas did. So
let's hope he's put enough fuel in it.
Yeah, Sam Reed actually a 31-second stop, so 7 seconds off. So yeah, we've seen this throughout the season. Kind of drivers taking 4 or 5 seconds longer, and well, don't quite know why that stop was so much longer. Maybe he had started off with less fuel, but yeah, it's going to be difficult now for Sammy to make back those positions.
Maybe he didn't quite get quite getting his box in the right place, or something like that. Maybe slightly longer, but I think maybe the fuel. I mean, it's possible that when you're hoping that Berridge hasn't underfilled the car, Adam. I think that's what we used to see a lot in the IMSA.
Oh yeah, especially at the end of the race, it all got pretty chaotic, didn't it? 2 cars still to pit in the Mustangs, Diogo Melro and Chris White. Stuart Atkinson came in on the previous lap, so Melro should be in any time soon. We've got just 12 minutes to go in this race, so we've just gone past the halfway point. Still eager to see when the likes of Harrod, Chris Wood and Scott Malcolm will come in. Harrod onto his 9th lap in this race.
Michael Hall's still going, by the way. He is still in the points. So I think he'll be okay to get some points out of this one.
Hopefully, when he came into the pits, he didn't get any fuel or tyres. He just got the fast repair. So he is still yet to make his pit stop for fuel and tyres in this race.
Oh, he might have a change for the lead in the Jetters. Got Steve Hooper trying to defend against. Steve Hooper trying to get past to Mawson, but he couldn't quite make it work around the outside of the bus stop. And now Alexis Molina right on his tail. We'll try to make the move as we head on to the boot section.
Molina very quick, but obviously the in early just got embroiled in the traffic. And Alex, we know Tim well. He's got a lot of experience in a lot of different cars. You've raced against him in things like the Indy car, and he's a very determined driver, and he definitely will not give this position up easily.
Yep, that's it. I mean, Tim, I think he's learned over the years that how many laps a race is. You won't want to stop short 1 lap early, as he famously did that and handed me an Indy car championship. So I like to rub that in whenever I get the opportunity. So don't do that today, Tim. All the way to the checkered flag, mate.
I'm sure if there was any prize money for that, you'd have dished some of it his way.
But yeah, no, very experienced driver. Drives a lot of different cars over the years, different sims and things like that. So, and he seems to have found a car that he really enjoys in the Jetta. I know the Cheese and Wine guys. Funnily enough, he's the only one out there today. But yeah, they seem to really enjoy this series and that car, and often doing it in the official series as well. So, but yeah, it suits him well. He's quick in this, and yeah, he has a lot of fun in it.
Yep, and car that you have fun in, Adam, is usually the one that you end up sticking with.
Yeah, a bit like my BMW.
That's it. You're still loyal to the BMW. I mean, Alex? Can you clear this up for me? Did the BMW win the Blancpain World Championship last year?
Yes, it did.
So it can't be that bad then. It's not just Adam and Coanda Simsport, is it, that pick it?
No, I mean, I think the thing with the BMW is you just need to know where its advantages are, and the fact is it's.
Hey, look at this. Sorry, look at this at the Jetta, Alex. 2 seconds. We'll get back to that in a minute, but side by side for the lead. Hooper and Mawson into the bus stop, and Molina he's almost out of control, Molina.
And that's Baxter right behind as well, and all the Jets and all the Kias. This is 4 Kias trying to get by the 3 leaders in the Jettas.
And this usually happens, Sam, towards the end of the race. It's almost a little bit early this time. Look at that swarm of cars. There's almost 2 lanes on the motorway here.
Oh, we got spinner.
Been here.
But he's hung onto it somehow. Yeah, he's still got a couple more cars to negotiate here, but when you see a chance in the traffic, you gotta go for it. But yeah, getting very scrappy out there now.
Hooper's taken the lead in all this, and Adam, it was a good move by Hooper in the bus stop chicane.
Yeah, Molina's just dropped back loads as a result. It's broken up those 3 quite a bit. Harrod and Wood are in the Kias. Whereabouts is Miguel Freitas on the circuit? Because he's the first guy that's going to come through.
Coming into the penultimate corner.
Going to be fairly close then, you would think. Freitas got some nice clear air to work with. He's 3 seconds ahead of Stephen Baxter.
Harrod's still stationary, 24, 25 seconds now. He's got to be released anytime.
Soon,
there he
surely.
is. The way.
Harrod should
be close.
Retain it, I think.
Going to have to get his momentum up though quickly, because Freitas is going to get a fairly good run out of that Turn 1, he's okay. Is Pete.
Oh, this is
Same
going to be
cannot be
close.
said for Chris Wood, though, because he's right in the middle of it.
Yeah, despite that minor scare with the Jetters, Baxter's able to rejoin ahead of Chris Wood, and Lee Berry's not too far behind either. Right, Alex, return to your return to the end of the points about the BMW.
Just we'll go over it really quickly. Just that it's the quickest through the corners, so you maximise your time there. But it's also the best on the tyres, so you've got to play the strategy game with the BMW. So stay out, don't change tyres. Just do fuel, things like that. So
really, the longer the race, the better for the BMW. Maybe?
Yeah, exactly. That's where it really comes into its own. So
I have to say that.
got to
There
do
you go, Adam.
cunning strategy calls with it. So I
I
think
don't
this
do
season
sprint races in it, Adam. Is basically what he's saying. Do longer races.
I mean, it's nowhere this season, to be fair. Like, don't choose it now. Because even the Coanda lads that stuck with that car, they've just not been able to compete at all this season.
BMW's a great car, though. I feel like have they nerfed it because it won the championship?
Yeah, quite possibly.
And it was already bad compared to the others.
Yeah, I think they turned up the degradation, give the car more power, but made it heavier. So yeah, the car the advantages that it had have now gone, and it's still slow in a straight line.
It just needed a bit more power anyway, didn't it? And
I don't really.
Surely it couldn't have been as slow as our Ferrari at Le Mans.
I don't know. They're not far off.
Look at the Jetta battle now, though. With Hooper taking a lot of pressure from Mawson and Molina. Stam, who do you think's got the advantage here? Because Molina obviously was the quickest of the three in qualifying, but Hooper's fought his way to the front really well.
Yeah, he seems to have had this. Well, if anything, it seems to be Tim Mawson who's the fastest since the pit stops, and he's going for a move now, going into turn 1. Should just be able to make that. No, it's a brilliant move actually around the outside there by so that was Tim Mawson hanging on to the position, and now Molina will try to go down the inside, going up the hill, and I'll have to hang it around the outside. I need to make sure that he doesn't scrape the wall coming up over the crest as we come down to the bus stop.
That wall on the inside, Adam, it's the most silly little thing in the world, but if you hit that, you're in a bit of bother.
Yes,
at that speed anyway.
I've seen quite a few massive crashes in the Kias there. I think I remember a complete track blockage when someone hit that on the opening lap of the race quite a few seasons ago. So yeah, you really don't want to hit it, and especially after you get such a good run through the S's, that can completely ruin it completely. Amazing how these three Jettas have all come back together again after that battle with the Kias, and it is now Mawson versus Molina versus Hooper for the win here.
Alex, do you remember when our IndyCar league that we did and the track was blocked on the first lap?
Yeah, God, that was the very opening round, wasn't it, of the season? Yeah, it was crazy. We had 30 odd cars on the grid, and
half of them were gone by
yeah, that's crazy.
First lap, including I ended up hitting a parked car, which is a bit embarrassing. But Mawson, anything but stationary at the minute, going really, really well in car number 46. Oh, can he use that experience, similar to someone else who uses the 46, Adam, to stay ahead of these other VW Jettas?
Unfortunately for number 46, number 93 is nowhere to be seen in this race anyway. Or number 99 actually is just a bit further down the road, Stephen Dawson. But yeah, here they come for the final corner. Should say that Chris was put in a new fastest lap of the race with just a few minutes to go, 1:54.9 as he gets ever closer to Miguel Freitas. That is Michael Hall. Just getting by all those Jettas, and that was an overtake for position there. Michael Hall getting into 15th place overall now.
Yeah, Hall, he just needs to score some points, really, doesn't he? That's that's all he's gonna do. But at least if he finishes the race, it'll be something positive for him. John Roberts catching Chris Sherburn for third in the Mustangs, but the old King of the Ring is going fairly well.
So Molina on the outside here, going into the bus stop. Can he make this move? We can see a couple of outside moves, and he has made it. That's a brilliant move there by Molina, but he's going to hang around the outside. That was, well, yeah, side by side through the bus stop. Not so easy to do. But yeah, great defense there from Tim Mawson to hang on to the lead. Wouldn't be surprised if Molina does get the lead if he just starts to pull away from these two. So really important for Mawson to hang on to this one as long as he can.
Absolutely superb driving from Mawson. I don't think he could have defended that any better. Yeah, beautiful move to stay in the lead. Good run by Molina here. Molina needs to be careful, Adam, because here comes Steve Hooper. And here comes Chris White, and that's for position as well.
Oh yeah, Chris White out of nowhere getting into this battle here as we go up the inside into the right-hander. Molina looking like he could get shuffled out. That's amazing by Chris White.
3 positions gained for Chris White. And yeah, Steve Hooper trying hard to get past Molina. Molina's gone a bit wide. Here comes Hooper. Got the inside for this penultimate corner at turn 11. Through. Molina doesn't even fight this one. So we've not got long to go. What's the official time on it, Alex?
Minute 15 seconds, so this might be the last lap.
We might get one more. I think Harrod crossed the line with about 2 minutes left.
As well, all of a sudden. Where did that come from?
Where's that gone from? Yeah, 59 on the last lap by Pete Harrod compared to a 56 by Miguel Freitas.
3 seconds lost then. You can only assume it must be traffic. Oh, look at the traffic behind. Oh, John Roberts has got absolutely shafted with the traffic there.
Don't know what was happening there. Yeah, Roberts off the exit, the left-hander got stuck behind AD King. Yeah, I don't know what's happened there to the king of the ring, but yeah.
Not a very the Royals not helping each other out there. I don't think.
Playing a Game of Thrones, you could say.
There you go.
As they go up to the left-hander at the top of the hill.
Well, playing the game of iRacing, you either win or you DNF.
Well, there is no middle ground, is there?
Every now and again, yes.
Into the penultimate corner. It looks like that Pete Harris got that advantage back. Well, he's got a car in between them. It's the other king. It's Ian King. So Freitas is coming, and we've got 8 seconds left of a lap. Is Howard going slow to try and get this the final lap? I'm not too sure, but we are going to get another lap. 2 seconds.
Not going to. 2 seconds, was it?
Yeah, 2 seconds.
Oh, I think you're right. I think he was trying to judge it, but hasn't managed to do it. And all these drivers will just be hoping they've got enough fuel left. And you can see that traffic jam coming out of turn 1. Stephen Baxter, Lee Berridge, Ian King, Sam Reed. Oh, sideways goes Reed.
I thought Ian King was going to go into him then as they went through the final part of the S's.
Poor Ian Roskell, you can see the damage on the front of his Kia Optima after the collisions early on in the race. Pete Harrod is losing time to Miguel Freitas though, and to Chris Wood. Chris Wood trying to get a wide line through the carousel.
Still kicking off in the Jetters as well. We'll get to that, of course, once the Kias end up finishing their lap. Sam Reed off.
Tim Mawson then. Well, he starts his final lap, Sam, and he's under a heck of a lot of pressure still. He's going to do well to keep this. And Hooper thought about into turn 1. He's gone very wide coming out of there. He needs to get it back on sharpish, but he's lost a lot of momentum.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one to make the move into the bus stop. He's going to have to do it on the boot section, I think, unless Molina can even make a move on him down to the bus stop as well. So it's going to be tough for Steve Hooper to make the move now.
I think that might have saved Tim Mawson's bacon, Adam, but Pete Harrod, well, he's only got a couple of corners to go, and it's been a fantastic performance.
Brilliant job by Pete Harrod. Of course, a 2-time champion. We should have expected nothing less, and credit to Freitas as well for bringing him down in these closing stages of the races. They come for the final
Mustangs as well.
Here we go.
Coming up to the line.
Pete Harrod wins round 4. The feature race, the Mustangs then, let's see.
Sherpin
Diogo
and
Melro
Atkinson.
wins.
And a change for position on the run to the line as Sherpin gets second ahead of Atkinson, who drops down to third in the closing stages.
Still got Alex Mawson ahead of Hooper, ahead of Molina.
Great little battle, actually. These three have been, you know, nothing between them.
Oh,
poor
Mawson's
run
gonna-
from
He's left the door
Is that
open.
fuel? That's got to be fuel for Mawson.
Doesn't look like it. Oh no,
Just slow.
it is. It is. It's fuel.
What a shame for the cheese and wine car, but it looks like it's now going to be Molina versus Hooper for the win in the Jetta class here. It was Molina at a wood race 2 at Laguna. Can he do it here? We've got 2 corners.
There we go then. Mawson just trying to nurse the car to the end. He knows he hasn't got a lot of gas left in that. And, well, that's the emissions for you and in the VW. And Steve Hooper through the final corner then. Oh, and flying over the last corner is Molina. Absolutely went for it, didn't he? But couldn't do it. Here comes Steve Hooper. What a win for him. And is Mawson going to get third? I think he is. He's not going to be challenged. Just gets it over the line with probably half a litre or so left. You would have thought. And Adam Hedgecock in 4th position. Very good from him. Stephen Dawson is going to get 5th. And pretty good for him, Adam, considering that he had that crash in race 1.
Yeah, and also had a few incidents at the start of race 2. So yeah, I was able to get a top 5 as a result, so I'm sure I'll be happy. Number 99. I think Michael Hall might have been doing the Michael Schumacher at Silverstone trick by making his mandatory pit stop on the last lap of the race. I don't know how that will go.
I don't think that'll work because... Oh, is it before the line? It'll be after the line, won't it? So
after the line, yeah.
That's not going to count.
Because, yeah, otherwise, yeah.
Otherwise, everyone would do that. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I don't know what's gone on there, but yeah, I saw Michael Hall go to the pits on the run to the line.
Oh, well, that's definitely an interesting one. It's one for the stewards to have a look at. But yeah, Adam, if you can, take us through the finishing order then, round number 4.
The finishing order then, race victory for Howard, 2nd for Miguel Freitas, 3rd for Chris Wood, 4th for Stephen Baxter, 5th for Lee Berridge, 6th for Sam Reed. Fortunately for him, he was able to get off his grid spot this time because he wasn't starting in P3. 7th for Ian Roskell, 8th for Scott Malcolm, 9th for Dennis Melchert, and then the winner in the Mustangs, it is Diogo Melro, 2nd for Chris Sherburn, 3rd for Stuart Atkinson, John Roberts in 4th, Clinton Bell finishing in 5th, then it is Michael Hall, who finished in 15th overall, 10th in class, 6th in the Mustangs, Chris White. Then into the Jettas, race victory for Steve Hooper, 2nd for Alexis Molina, came so close and was trying everything, going for that final corner. 3rd for Tim Mawson, 4th for Adam Hedgecock, 5th for Stephen Dawson, and then 6th for Dan Gunfield, then 7th David Ayres, 8th Robert Lundgren, 9th for Ian King, then Mark Woodhouse in his Kia, finishing in 26th overall, then A.D. King, and Lewis Bibby, who had all sorts of issues during the race. And who was it that had the stalling at the start of the race? It was Dennis Melcher. So despite that that mishap, he was able to still get a top 10 finish out of all that.
Yeah, not bad in the end at all. Alex, what do you think of that, mate? That was a good race.
Good race, yeah. Always, I think, you know, this series is going to be like that all the time. I'm glad that the Jettas had a bit more of the airtime this one as well, because they didn't get an awful lot in the first race. And yeah, but great battle between them.
They always get the airtime here at Watkins Glen. Sam, what did you make of that meeting? I thought it was a really good one.
Yeah, that was absolutely fantastic. 2 really close Kia battles, and then Melbo with the did he get the double in the Mustang? So really good performance from him, and then Steve Hooper just about hanging on to the win in the VW. So great action out there. Always going to be at Watkins Glen, and well, so far this season has been really action packed.
They've got a very, very good field of Jettas out there, and one of them joins us in the commentary box now. And Adam Hedgecock is here. Adam, can you hear us?
I can indeed. Hello, gents.
How are you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Watkins Glen served up another treat, I think.
Yeah, and that's what we say pretty much every time we come here. And it's always fantastic, no matter which car and track layout that we're using. 4th place for yourself in race 2. Are you pretty happy with that? Was that a decent race for you?
Well, yeah, I think so. I kind of messed up my pit a little bit lost a lot of time to the leaders. I come out about 3.5 seconds behind Alexis, and yeah, he had some stonking pace tonight, didn't he? So trying to keep with him was not going to happen. But fourth, yeah, pretty happy. Thought I was going to get Tim on the last lap there where he ran out of fuel, but not to be, I'm afraid.
What do you make of this new series then with the 3 classes in there? Is it much more challenging than the previous one?
Well, yeah, it is and it isn't. The first lap is interesting from the Jetta point of view because where we've got a faster kind of cornering speed than the Mustang, where we're right behind them, we're kind of dicing with them and do we pass them, do we not pass them? It's a lot of fun. I don't think it's as much fun for them, but certainly for us it's good. But yeah, the Kias are doing what the Kias do best. Again, exemplary behaviour from all of them. Being patient and taking the time around the slower cars, and the Stangs. Well, when they're not drifting it around corners, they're having good scraps by the looks of it. So yeah, I think it's working out all right.
Good. I think it's a very fun season. It's my first meeting of the season as well, and I think it's all working out pretty well. Adam, Mr. Bath, have you got anything for Mr. Hedgecock?
Oh, it's the trademark question. Next week, then we head to also an historic circuit, a similar track in pace, really, a very quick circuit.
Yeah. When we was compiling the season, we wanted sort of a good mix of tracks where the Stangs could stretch their legs and get away from the Jettas, but also ones where maybe that's going to be a little bit closer, So last week we saw one that was quite tight at Laguna. That the whole field was pretty tight. This week they've managed to stretch their legs a bit. Next week they'll be able to do the same again at a great track. Love Silverstone. And I think after that we start going to a couple of tighter ones. Yeah, it's shaping up to be a good few races coming up for sure.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure talking with you as usual, Adam. And did you want to thank the sponsors or the friends, family, team, whoever?
Oh yeah, like always. First and foremost, my mother, who I'm sure is watching. Ted, who's in the States at the moment, watching us in 96 degrees, I think he said.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So hey Ted, and the boosted guys as usual. Great bunch of lads. Had a lot of fun tonight, and long may it continue.
Trying to think of a Ted pun to go with that, and I couldn't. So I'm afraid I failed everybody.
There's plenty of them. Come on now.
Thanks for joining us, Adam, anyway, and we've been delighted to have you up here in the commentary box.
Saw Ted, mate, saw Ted.
Hopefully Andrew Whitehead is keeping
hydrated. He will be if it's 96 degrees.
Yeah, he'll be toasted.
There you go. I think we can't do any better than that. See you later, mate.
Ta-da.
Yeah, I don't think we can top that, Alex, really, can we?
No, I don't think so.
All right. I tell you what, this has been fun. I think the first time we've ever had a 4-man booth, so seem to go without a hitch, which is nice. Thanks, guys, for joining me as usual, Adam, and to Alex and to Sam. We'll be back at Silverstone Historic next week. Meanwhile, the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship and the Formula Renault continues as well. All right, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring you the Club 73 Championship in association with World League Sim Racing. And we'll see you next time.
From far away they came to us with knowledge. They changed